and alongside the wonderful things he has done to step up the development of the state. But the APC was busy dropping names and not campaigning. We are aware, all over the media, everyone knows that the governor kept saying, look, let the opposition also go and campaign. I want elections in Bayelsa State. But you know what they did? They said, look, they have federal might. They have a president. They have the man who delivered Timothy Silva as a candidate of the APC, is currently the Minister of Defense. I'm just calling names. They said the man is going to direct the military to use military might and force to cajole the people to doing whatever they want. They refused to go campaigns until about 9 days of the elections was when they realized that the massive support and followership of Governor Henry Sirake Dixon in course of his campaign tour could really undermine whatever process they have. That was then they started looking scanty community.
So what do we make of the press conference that the JTF gave yesterday? I think the Guardian has some news on the fact that they say that they were professional.
How professional? A man sees a civilian with AK-47 rifle. A man sees a civilian with a bazooka. A man sees a civilian with IEDs, maiming and killing members of the public, and the soldiers are there. A soldier...
By civilians, are you talking about the militants?
By civilians, the soldiers are supervising. And I'm saying, young men will get into a speedboat, hijack INEC materials and ad hoc staff, and soldiers, Nigerian military officers in those boats. Come on, what are you saying? It's a peak of unprofessionalism. It's a disgrace to this country. And I call Mr. President to act in good faith and in good conscience, to call whoever directed those soldiers to act right, because the world came. And look at what the Transition Monitoring Group said. I believe Shanes has always followed all of this. They made an all-round condemnation of the activities of the military. They made an all-round indictment of the APC because so much of compromise and complacency was there. So it's not the story of integrity and professionalism. I have just mentioned that the DIG, Mr. Aaron Gugu, went there, and even a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Ben Bruce, called him and told him, are you aware of the sporadic shooting in southern Ijaw, that INEC staffs, ad hoc staffs are hijacked, and results are being bungled everywhere in the creeks, and that people are dying? You need to call the Commissioner of Police and other officers on ground to act. What did he say? He said, until I see the corpses before I know people are dying. These are men who are not...
You're very sure.
I was very there when Ben Bruce was making it. I don't just say I'm a man of integrity. I don't say things that are not right.
It's quite...
so it's a disgrace.
It's quite amazing and confusing sometimes when politicians talk. That is why we're trying to ask if you have facts to what you're saying.
The facts are there. Ben Bruce is a senator. The call was made within the premises of Radio Bayelsa in my presence. The time...
it was a phone conversation.
Phone call, an open phone conversation. I want to tell you, it's embarrassing. Embarrassing to know that the Commissioner of Police will request that except I see the corpses, I will not believe that people are dying. Wait a minute. Is it not the internet age? Are the men of ground now reporting to him? Can't he see what is happening? People were posting these images and visuals on the internet, and so the other way.
What is the PDP's next move? Because elections are likely to hold very soon. On July, INEC announced a new date. And going forward, because we have to look at what you have just highlighted. You're talking about the use of military. You have there's allegations of the use of military, and you're saying the police turned a blind eye to all of this, and you also hold INEC responsible for making sure the arrangements. But if you look at it now, you're also happy that the same INEC went on to cancel the results or the election for Southern Ijaw.
They didn't cancel the result first. There was no election in Southern Ijaw. That is clear. Because the entire processes were abused 100%.
So moving forward, what do you hope to see?
In the first place, I think Bayelsans are happy because the right thing has been done, in the sense that we are hopeful that the great people of Southern Ijaw will once again have the opportunity to cast their votes. But then for that to happen, we're saying that's why we're calling on President Muhammadu Buhari to call institutional leaders in this country, the police, the military, and INEC to act in good faith, provided by law, and to call, I'm emphasizing on this, to call the Minister of Defense, to call him to order, to call the Secretary to Government, Federal Government, to order, and to call the Minister of State for Agriculture, Senator Henry Kirolopobri, to order. We cannot have a peaceful election in Bayelsa State without these people acting in good faith. And above all, let DIG Arugungo not have anything whatsoever to do with any election in this country. But then the way forward, like you asked. We are saying that PDP is very prepared for these elections. If INEC says that the date for the election is this morning, and we look at it and we say, okay, they are going to be able to distribute materials, accreditation of voting could be done within the provision of the law, then we are ready now. And above all, we want to have some guarantees that, look, the Nigerian security is not going to be partisan like it was demonstrated by some folks there, and that INEC is going to come and do a peaceful election.
You have a problem with INEC?
No, what we are saying is INEC, we don't have a problem with INEC. Reason being that INEC must act well, but other institutions must come and collaborate with them.
Okay, so which is good. I mean, if you don't have any problems with INEC, it could be good because the other party could disagree, but at least that point is made. But I'm just wondering quickly. Today, the Commission of Inquiry, is it the Commission of Inquiry that the governor...
Judicial Commission of Inquiry.
Judicial Commission of Inquiry, which the governor spoke about last week, will be inaugurated. And the opposition party, the APC, has dismissed the Judicial Commission of Inquiry. What are your thoughts on that?
Sometimes it's very laughable when people see a governor of a state, an incumbent governor who is a very senior lawyer, to a legislator by excellence and a lover of the ordinary people, and acting within law. Note, in 2006, a law, an enactment was made by the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, which gives powers to any governor. It could be you or me or anybody who becomes a governor, to form a commission, a judicial commission of inquiry, to unravel certain things and put things right. It's on the guise of that this governor has so formed a judicial commission of inquiry. Why? Because we have it on record. I don't want to mention because I don't predetermine what the outcome of the commission is going to be. But we have it on record that so many Bayelsans have been killed, even as we're speaking.
So many Bayelsans
yes. Please, let me look. It's very important, so I don't want to digress. The world will be shocked by the revelations, the direct evidence that victims and
matter
members of families...
matter of life and death is not digression. You say so many Bayelsans...
So many, that is why I'm saying, look, I can honestly stay here, and because we've gone far, the cries of people, women, husbands and wives, how they lost loved ones, how these people were killed by armed men under the supervision of the military. That's why I say, look, the Judicial Commission of Inquiry is going to be inaugurated today by the governor, and it has men of proven intelligence and integrity, impeccable character, justices of High Court judges, Justice Akwememe and other, a retired brigadier general. These are men of clean records. They are not partisan in any way. But the reason is this: where there was killing, there was gross abuse of all electoral process, there was maiming, kidnapping, etc. What do we want as a government? To protect lives and property requires our act in good faith. Acting in good faith means, one, things that must be done should be done in the civilized models. And that's why nobody should panic. APC and whoever should understand that the character of the governor is that of a civil man. Two, the character of the governor is the governor of good faith. And three, of law and order.
They also say, just one of the things that they criticize is the fact that it's still coming in the middle of an election. The elections
have not defined in any way
concluded.
That a judicial commission of inquiry should come after election, before election, or during election. No. Well, the question is, what is the response of Bayelsa State? And that's why we're saying, look, if you want to run for an elected position, have the pulse of the state. Bayelsans are accusing the military and the police. We are aware that you arrested so many people with heavy catchment of arms. A former member of House of Representatives was also shown, even on the internet, with cuffs. Where are they?
And these are people you still accuse of being partial, even if they arrested a former member of the House of Representatives with arms?
Let me tell you something.
They were still partial?
Let me tell you something. As part of our sensitization processes leading to the elections, we told our people, our PVC is our ballistic missile. The APC is coming with weapons of mass destruction, but our own is the PVC. However, because we are Ijaw people, if anybody comes to the muzzle of the gun to snatch away anything from us illegally, arrest them and hand over to the police.
We're closing, but I think we shouldn't just parry that question asked by Mark. But if you accuse the security agencies of bias in this particular election, and you go ahead to tell us that some of these people were in cuffs, it then means that those agencies actually did their jobs.
Oh, you just told me a couple of months back when we talked that in every 12 there is a Judas. We also know that among this sea of very bad, unprofessional security officers, a few of them saw the need to protect the integrity and the professionalism inherent to them.
In other words, then we shouldn't be saying that they were biased. Then you can now.
Oh, no, but the evidence is overwhelming.
Then we shouldn't be using categorical statements.
Well, why shouldn't I? Especially for the mere fact that
if now you have gone ahead to say we have some good ones in their midst,
it's possible.
Then
the question
shouldn't say the military.
Mr. Sulaiman,
you can say some members of the military if you have your facts.
Now, the question I'm asking is this. From that day to today, how many days? What about all those arrested? What has happened to them? We've heard that many of them have been released. Wait a minute. It was shown on so many social platforms that there was heavy cashmere, and they showed the AK-47 rifle. The question is, who provided those rifles?
Don Everard,
and we expect government to do something on it. Nobody is saying anything.
It's nice having you on the program. We do hope those questions you've asked that the authorities will find answers to all of them as we move towards another election in Southern Ijaw. Many thanks for speaking with us this morning. He's the Special Advisor to Governor Dick Sin on Public Affairs. We'll take a moment here on Sunrise Daily. We'll return shortly. Stay with us.